a place called mastery. That's now where you can move to being a master where you teach others. Are you clear? Mastery. But it started with your discipline and passion and persistence, you move to a place from unconscious incompetence to a place of unconscious competence. Unconscious. I'm so good, I don't even have to think. I don't have to write notes. I'm saying you. You don't even have to write notes. You can get up and speak because you are it. It's in you. You get it? Yes. That's why you have the people do the pledges. They do them, get stalled. They don't have to think. You give it to them fast. So it's not, I have to think, no, but they are the pledge. Yes. And that's what we're getting our children in Boston Movement. Any questions on what I just said? No question.
Can you go to that again?
The first stage is unconscious. Y'all tell me, what is it? I want to see you guys. Tell me.
Conscious incompetence. Conscious.
Are they saying it right, team? Okay, let me tell you again. Let me tell you again. Number one.
Unconscious incompetence.
Unconscious of my incompetence. Now, what's the second one? Conscious of my incompetence. I'm aware that I don't know what I'm doing.
3 is conscious competence.
I'm consciously competent. I have to think before I act. And number 4?
Unconscious competence.
I do it without even conscious thought. I just do it because it's in me. What's the next one?
What is this one?
I know, but the last one is what? That's when you have to give it away. You give it away, because if you don't give it away, you get sloppy and you get left behind. Because it's a continual process. Everything in the world is constantly being upgraded and changed. If you stay in that place of mastery, you'll become ignorant. Because the world is changing. Everything is changing about your craft. You've got to continually upgrade your map to reality. You must be a continual learner.
Unconscious competence.
Now, there's a lot more, but I'm out of time. Thank you.
One more thing.
Yes.
You said you're going to talk about the dips.
Oh, the dips. Thank you very much. That's okay. You're said to tell you. I was about ready to leave the stage. I want to talk about the dips. 3 stages that the view of giants you're going to meet along the way. I want to tell you about the pitfalls that you're going to be faced with. Number 1 is let's define a cliff. A cliff are those tasks that you're not assigned to. That if you keep going on this road of what you're doing, it's going to destruct, you'll go bankrupt, it'll ruin a relationship. It's the task that you're doing that God didn't call you to, that you're not even motivated in, that is going to end in disaster, called a cliff. A disaster of your health, because you're doing it and you're not assigned to it and you're bored stiff. It's called cliffs. Many of us are living lives doing cliffs. Now, if y'all put that up there, they won't listen. I want them to listen, then we'll put it. Take it off. I want them to get it first, to write it down before they just take it the lazy way. I want you to think. So what is the first one? A cliff. Why will, what are you doing in your life that is going to be a cliff? What actions are you taking? How will I know these actions? You're going to build your future on 3 platforms. Are you ready? 3 platforms. The first platform is what if. Do you hear the platform? You're going to know it's a cliff because you're going to define it by what if. What if I continue to do what I'm doing? What will be the future? Of if I continue to make these decisions in my life, and what I'm doing, if I continue to do the same thing, 5 years from now, where will I be? Are you all hearing me?
Yeah.
If I continue to stay on this job, if I continue to make the kind of decisions I'm making, if I continue to treat my mate in this relationship as I'm treating them, what if I continue to do it? what will my life be 5 years from now? Are you hearing me? Will I be in a divorce? Will my business be ended? And so you're going to know cliffs by challenging it to the future state. The future state. What if? The next state, you're going to build your platform on to make these decisions. We're going to talk about cliffs or dips or cul-de-sacs. Is if only. If only. If only I had finished the statement. Finish the statement. If only I had what? Yeah. If only I had made that decision. If only I hadn't taken that path. How many people live lives with if only on their deathbed? What three did I give you? Have I given you three yet?
Two.
I said, what if only, what's that third one?
And if this continues.
If this continues, I continue to do what I'm doing, 5 years from now, where will I be? Now, I want to give you the if only statement again. That if only can be taken from two ways. It could be taken from a negative, but it could be taken for a positive. What happens if only I would begin to focus on putting my life into finding music to fill up this room? What if? That's the what if. I continue to. What if I had my room filled with music? What would my life be 5 years from now? What if? What if I lived out this dream and went back to the blogs? What if I changed the structure of it? What if I got to finish my book in the time frame that I have already spoken? What if I do that and I put aside all the other things? Where would I be? How many begin to see my platforms? You can begin to write your own storyboard. How many understand what you've just done? You can begin to write your storyboard by looking into the what ifs, if only, and if I continue. I think I've lost you somewhere. I see dead eyes. I see dead. Huh?
I hear you.
Do y'all still hear?
Yes.
Y'all still have the capacity to hear?
Yes.
Okay. What are the three? Tell me. Now, as you can look at your life, as you're about what, 38, 40 years old? So whatever that point of your life is, you're going to say, if I continue doing what I've been doing, when will I be satisfied 50, 20 years from now, 30 years from now? But what if I begin to do the things that's in my heart? See, what if that you can begin to dream again? Now, I told you about the cliff. The cliff is when you look at those storyboards and you see, I'm heading for failure. You look ahead. Now, you need to quit. Whatever that dream is, or whatever that stuff is, smoking dope, going to pornography, sleeping around. I'm talking to the body of Christ. If you continue to do that, where are you going to be 5 years from now? But what if you begin to change? You see, that cliff is those things that if you look down the end of the line, you're going to begin to say, I'm going to lose my family, I'm going to lose my job, I'm going to lose my life, I'm going to be dead, I'm going to be sick. I better rewrite my storyboard. That's a cliff when you know at the end it's going to end badly. Number two, a cul-de-sac. A cul-de-sac is that thing that you're doing and you keep ending up in the same place. That's where we've been. I've been telling our team, you're in a cul-de-sac. We continue to do the same thing with the same result, ending up at the same place. Praise God. Hallelujah. I got 5 people in my seats. Praise God. Hallelujah. That got nothing to do with that. You should change your process. Because God is a growing God. God is everything God hands on is growing and improving. It doesn't stand still. It doesn't go backwards. And so many people blame God for cul-de-sacs of their life. I'm not moving. I'm bored in life. I'm not achieving my passion. I'm tired all the time. That's how you know you're in a cul-de-sac. You have time only to be worried about, oh, my pain, my ache, I'm getting old, I'm sick, I'm tired, and telling you yesterday's stories. But there's nothing new going on. A cul-de-sac.
Hamster wheel.
The hamster wheel. Ending up at the same place. You're okay. You're making a living. You got 2 chickens in a pot, but you're bored still. How long do you want to go that way? What is the end of the moment of that? Is that going to be the way you want your tombstone to read? That you have 2 chickens in a pot? And the next one is a dip. A dips are those things that you're going to stay with. There will always be dips. A dip is that which you see, no matter the dip, there will always be, you'll see a light at the end of the tunnel. That as you look ahead at that way, I see light at the end of the tunnel. If I do this, it may not happen tomorrow. I'm not quitting because I know that I'm on the path that God has sent me. There's light at the end of the tunnel. I just need to persist through the dip. Now, the reason the dips are so important to those of you who've been called to an assignment is the dips get rid of all of those who are not called to that assignment. For them, it becomes a cliff. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. Your dip becomes those who are not assigned to that journey a cliff. Because they don't have the passion to stick with it. Now, my journey is for my ending word to you today. Is that if you're not going to stick with it and be the best at it, I keep saying to ourselves, our team, I want to be the best at whatever we do. We want to roar like lions. We eat meat. We're not vegetarians. What does a lion do? Does an elephant run from a lion? Oh, yes, he does. An elephant is a what? Is he a grass eater?
Yes.
Yeah. So when he runs into a lion, he runs the other way because he doesn't want to be bothered with a fight. But a lion sees him as a meal. You understand why he's the king of the jungle? Because he's looking at that elephant to eat it. The elephant sees him as a nuisance. I don't want to get scratched up, beaten up, bitten. I might kill him, but I leave with a lot of scars. It ain't worth the fight. And many of us have to become lions down in your field. You've got to eat up the grass eaters. You've got to know that you've been called to that assignment to roar in your industry. And you've got to have the passion to roar. And if you can't be the best, quit. There's no room for 5th, 6th, 10th place. I'm in major industry. Companies sell off if they can't be at least 3rd. After that, minuscule. And it's in the process of dying. If you can't be the best, it's time to recreate yourself. Whatever field God has called you to, no matter how small that field is, your task is not to be good. Your task is to be great and the best at it. If you can't pursue being the best at it, you need to get out of it. Because you don't have enough passion to fight for it. You should want it and fight for it to be the very best at it. Whatever that little niche is, you be the best at it. Because nobody will notice you otherwise. Why should I choose you? Do you ever walk into a doctor's office and your loved one is sick and you ask them for the 3rd best doctor?
No.
Or the brain surgeon, I want the 3rd best, the 10th best to operate, or 100th best. You want the what? Everybody wants the best. You go and buy products off the shelf that's dented. Why? Do you? Dented cans? You push them into the what? You want the what?
The best.
No, you're prejudiced. Why don't you take that can with the dent?